iPhone 12 Pro Max is the most iPhone that you could buy. I love it, but I just can't commit. And it's a huge commitment. What's up, internet? My name is Matt Santana. Welcome to The Office, where we discuss tech and the world around it. Consider subscribing for more videos like this. Definitely hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I drop a video. And hit that like button as it helps my channel get discovered. Also, join the conversation down below in the description. You'll see all of my social media handles. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Let's talk about tech. So today I have a very special review that I want to talk about the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Now, this is the best iPhone that you can get, meaning on paper, it has the best specs. From the camera to the screen to the battery, this is the most iPhone that you can get. Now, I'm going to talk about hardware first. You know the drill. All my reviews are the same. I will cover hardware, I will cover software, and I will give you my final thoughts on who I think this device is for. So let's get started and let's cover hardware. The first thing that you'll notice right out of the box is the large triple camera and LiDAR setup. This big camera setup allows for sensor shift technology, which gives you additional stability when you're doing videos, something that you only get in the Pro Max model, and I'll explore that later in my camera portion, where I will tell you whether that is worth it or not. The next thing that you're gonna see is this huge screen. Now, this screen is amazing to use. Now, the first thing that I do when I get a new phone is I have to watch Interstellar. I've seen that movie so many different times on many different types of displays. So I know where the darkest points are. I know where the good audio points are. So it's a good test for me to listen to audio and to watch some video on a device with this movie. Now, this absolutely passed the Interstellar test. On the blackest points, it would completely melt away into the bezel of the screen. And the audio, the clarity, the spatial audio that this is able to put off definitely proves that Apple has been paying attention to some of their audio engineering that they've done in the iPad Pros. You notice the iPad Pros have a very similar design that this drew from, which also drew from the iPhone 5, but Apple has taken some engineering feats here and made the speakers in the iPhone Pro Max sound phenomenal. These are some of the clearest speakers that I've heard on a smartphone to date. I could only compare it to the Z Fold 2 5G, which has amazing speakers, but it is a different type of device. It's kind of like a phablet, tablet phone, hybrid type of phone. So I don't really compare it directly to the iPhone Pro Max, but the audio is still very impressive. So the design of the iPhone is of course reminiscent of the iPhone 5, the beloved iPhone 5, except this time the screen falls right off the sides like a cliff. And the seams are solid. I did notice that I did get some debris in the edges of the phone, but they were easily cleaned. I found that to happen on this model as well as the iPhone 12 mini, so it's not necessarily specific to the Pro Max. This is a beautiful phone, and with this being a new design, there are some hints that Apple could iterate with the same design that we're looking at. So if they wanted to add Touch ID or a higher refresh rate screen, we're probably not looking at too much of a hardware difference when it comes to next year's model. So aside from my experience with the iOS 14 beta that I will have linked up here, this experience really hasn't much changed from previous years. Apple still does not allow Apple Pencil support, so you cannot do any drawing on this large, beautiful display. Also, there aren't really any optimizations that come from the iPad OS that come to this phone. You would think that Apple would allow more multitasking and maybe some picture-in-picture and more than specific apps on the iPhone Pro Max, but that is still not the case. Hopefully, with the announcement of Apple's M1 chips, we'll start to see Apple slowly merge all of their devices into one, where we have Macs that are now able to use iOS and iPad apps, and now we'll have iPhones being able to use iPad apps and maybe some iPad OS features like the aforementioned multitasking. Apple really should do a better job at utilizing the software to take advantage of this larger display, but the fact of the matter is, if you are a photographer or a videographer, the cameras on here are second to none. The viewfinder, because of the large screen, makes this a dream to take photos and video on. You're also getting the largest sensors that you can get on an iPhone, which means that low light capability is going to be phenomenal. So my final thoughts, who is this iPhone for? Now, I did not mention the battery life. And that's why I'm saving it for my final thoughts. If you are someone who needs an iPhone with the largest battery because you are not near a plug or an outlet where you can charge your phone up, this is the phone to get. If you are also someone who likes to take a lot of photo, video, or watch a lot of video on your phone, then the iPhone 12 Pro Max is the best thing you can get. Now, it is a large phone, so you are buying something that you have to think about how wieldy this would be if you have a case on it, or if you're trying to use it in a armband to exercise, or maybe on your bike. There are plenty of accessories to make this phone work for your lifestyle, but I just wanted to throw that out there just in case you aren't aware. Now, I don't have every iPhone here in front of me. I wish I did, so I can't do a size comparison for you, but I do want everyone to get an opportunity to go to the store and check out these iPhones before you make your purchase, as I think a lot of people may be buying too much iPhone, meaning too big of an iPhone, only because they're going for certain features. Apple has done a great job of releasing an iPhone for every demographic, for every type of person out there. Every Apple user has an iPhone that works perfectly for them. So if you can, get out there, test it out, see if you like it. If not, continue to watch channels like mine, where we will give you the real deal on some of these phones and who we think they're for. So to continue my final thoughts, I recommend this phone. I think it is a great option. However, stay tuned for my 12 mini review, as that is the phone that I have chosen to stick with. I will not be using the 12 Pro Max as my iPhone. I will continue to use the Z Fold 2 as my primary device, and then I will use the 12 mini as my iOS device, which I cannot wait to finish doing the review on that. I am glad to be done with this review, only because I'm glad to get it out to you guys, but I also think that this is a great phone for a lot of people out there who need best camera, best battery, and a big screen. Well guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you guys in my next video. As usual, stay up.